All right, you got two saints from the Great Millstone Atlanta Church coming back at you in the spirit, linked up. This is Brother Tazawar to my left.
The Mayim.
And we back. We just got done seeing the Civil War movie. And Lord willing, we're going to speak on it and do an edifying lesson. We want to begin giving all glory and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodesh. And double honors to our leadership, the apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone. Peace, mercy, and grace to the household of faith, the elect, beginning with the 144,000, as well as the 1/3 men, women, and children of the elect fold. So, like I said, we just got done watching the Civil War movie, and it was action-packed. You had division, a kingdom divided. You had the Western forces, which was California and Texas against, I guess,
DC, whoever state.
Yeah, which it didn't give a lot of details, so it won't be a lot of spoiler alerts. But it wasn't a lot of details on what was happening. Some things are left, to be discerned or explained later. But the main thing is that there was a great civil war that took place, which is keeping up with the theme of prophecy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna discuss, because this is all signs that this kingdom is about to be uprooted and brought down, because a nation that's at war against itself, it can't stand, it can't continue. So let's go ahead and start with whatever you got.
This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Yeah, and that's the Most High speaking right there, Lord in all caps. And right now you have his son who's been given all dominion and power over the earth. He's setting the Egyptian against the Egyptian, because he said what would he do in the latter days? He said that he would cause division. All right, and it tells you in John how even when the Lord was on the scene, there was a great division because of him. So as we get closer to the Lord's coming, the division is going to increase, because the Lord is making it plain. It's either one thing or the other. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be either you're with the beast system or you're not. All right, What you got?
And you even see it here in Babylon currently. You've got division between socioeconomic positions. You have division between their political stances. You have, there's various division here. And these things are all going to be playing out. It's going to be philosophical division. That's a really big one on what people believe. And, how can this place stand?
Could you grab 2nd Esdras 16? 2nd Esdras 16 around verse 20. Yeah, and that's why we at the end, because there was a time where in the U.S. people were kind of united for the most part. This was mostly predominantly a Christian value place. People didn't really work on Sundays. There was a certain type of respect people had for each other, and then when out in public, certain type of decency. But now you have the people that still hold on to those values, and then you have the liberal people, which are totally against the traditions, totally against being conservative, and just being all out demons. Go to verse 21, please.
21?
Yes.
Okay. 2nd Esdras 16 and verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Yep, and just back up what you were saying about the divisions. The divisions itself is a great confusion. When you look at what people are supporting and believing in, it's a bunch of confusion out here,
And that even goes into the one of the sayings of Babylon, out of many one. That's where they get the I forget what the symbol is called, but it's a bundle of arrows all bundled together to make one big weapon. And that's just confusion.
Yep.
You can't be putting all these different philosophies and religions and different people all mixed together. They call it a melting pot, but certain things, when you mix them together, it causes for explosions.
Yeah, well, that goes into the philosophy of the elites, the order ab chaos, order out of chaos. So they putting all these things together so that out of many philosophies and much confusion can come out one. which is the birth of the new system, the new financial system, the new tech science-based religions, or religion that's gonna immerse and rule the earth with AI and the left-handed angels with the cameras and everything ruling and surveying, everything and governing the thoughts of people. This is out of many one. Oh, that's on the back of the dollar bill.
Yeah, it's
isn't
on the dollar.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not Caduceus. Salaki, I can't think of the name of that symbol.
Yeah, so that the plan is right there in front of you. You got anything else? Because I wanted to go into this word press, because that movie, it was more so gathered around the press. The press were kind of like the main characters of the movie. This is press. You want to say something?
Oh, no. Keep going.
Press, according to the dictionary.com definition, this is the 31st definition under noun. It says all the media and agencies that print, broadcast, or gather and transmit news, including newspapers, news magazines, radio and television news bureaus, and wire services. And I thought that was spiritual because they were pretty much neutral. They were like protected in a sense from combat. It's like they were like neutral because they were there to report. And that's kind of like where we at in this, amongst this whole thing. Like, and amongst the whole Civil War, we don't have an allegiance to one side or the other. We kind of just reporting on what's being done and what it all means.
Yeah.
Can you get Nehemiah 8 and 8? Because that's pretty much what we're set up to do. We're just set up to explain, what it is and bring edification into the elect, so that the Lord can come and gather the elect up out of here, and don't be destroyed and partaken in the plagues of the sins of Babylon. Revelation 18 and 4. Nehemiah 8 and 8.
Nehemiah 8 and 8. So they read in the book and the law of the Most High distinctly, and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading.
Right. That's what we're doing as the priesthood under the order of Melchizedek. We're just here to read the scriptures, break down the scriptures, break down the prophecies, give the sense of them, which is the understanding. All right, to the simple. Keep it simple, keep it plain to the holy, and that's it. And just, Lord willing, be protected, be out the way, while the left and the right continue to destroy itself. And the famines, like the brother brought out, the famines, the pestilences, and those things, increase on the earth, and mass, deletions take place. Lord willing, we just out the way because we're just here to report. We're just the ambassadors of Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
And with that word press, I kept seeing it in the movie because they were the press, but they also had their vest on, their flak jackets or Kevlar.
Covering.
They're covering. Yeah. And it said press, as in the other meaning, like pressure. And they kept pressing forward. And that's what we need to do in the spirit. Just keep pushing, keep pressing until that victory comes.
Yeah. Since you're in Matthew 20, go back to Matthew 24 real quick. Since you brought that out, and read verse 13. Because, Lord willing, we continue to press forward.
Matthew 24 and 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Lord willing, to press, keep on pressing.
Keep on pressing.
And keep on pressing until to the end. Because in the movie, at the end, you saw the sacrifice that the woman made. And what did the press continue? They kept on pressing, kept going until the end when
they got exactly what they were looking for.
Yeah, until the end.
Were those shots to the president.
And along the way, they lost people, right? They lost people along the way, but they kept on pressing toward the mark. Oh, get that in from Apostle Paul. Type in, I might can find it first. Yeah, I got it. Philippians 3 and 14. It says, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. See that? I press toward the mark. So, anything else? I know you in Matthew 12. Get that's the same as Mark. Can you get that in Mark 3 and 25, but get it in the NLT?
Yeah, I guess.
Because it's the same account, but it's worded a little bit different. Because you can't make this up, man. It's a movie about Civil War. Then if you follow Battle Rap, they have an event with URL TV coming out called Civil War. And then you got Iran that just made their move against Israel, and you got the spirit of war in the earth, and this is the scriptures tell you around this time of the earth is when kings make moves of war. So, and even in Esau's astrology, around the month of March, which goes back to Mars, if I'm not mistaken, that's the Roman god of war.
Okay.
So,
and it's a traditional time in which armies go forth to battle.
mm-hmm.
March.
Yep. Bring that out.
It's Mark 3 and verse 23. Yahushua called them over and responded with an illustration. How can Satan cast out Satan, he asked. A kingdom divided by civil war will collapse.
A kingdom divided by civil war. So if majority of the country is pressing toward being progressive and liberal, women this, women rights this, women rights that, going away from the traditions that built this society, then it can't stand, because these are ways and customs and traditions and ideologies that are destructive. And we're seeing the fruits of all these ideologies. Jobs are lost, more accidents are happening on the freeways, more households are being divided and destroyed, families being destroyed, resources stolen and lost through divorce, fumbled by the ex-wives. Right, these are all signs that we're at the end. Can you get Ecclesiastes?
Let me keep going with this, because you even said some more with it.
I'm gonna get it. Go ahead.
Mark 3 and 25. Similarly, a family splintered by feuding will fall apart.
That's it. Go ahead. You can speak on it.
Yeah, and it's the same thing within your kingdom, within your family, because your family unit is basically all these families make up a whole kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And if a family is divided, that family can't stand.
That's because that's the foundation.
Yeah.
Can get it, Sirach 3 and Sirach 3 and 25. 3 and 9, excuse me.
Okay.
Sirach 3 and 9.
Sirach 3 and 9.
Yeah, because they're attacking the family. So go ahead.
For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children.
Yeah, because that's how America and most places in the earth are built, through the father establishing the house through his children. You have a wife, then you have a children. The wife leads that household. Go ahead.
And even here, within Babylon the Great, within America, you have the founding fathers.
Founding fathers.
Who all these people, they all praise them and worship them.
Yeah, what they call it, Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
Founding fathers. Yep. Go ahead.
And it says,
3 and 9.
For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations.
Right. Women being the beginning of sin, them being lacking wisdom, prudence, understanding. You exalt them and make them the head of the house. They're going to root out that foundation that man established. They're going to destroy the family. They're going to take the resources from the father. They're going to turn the children against the father. We're seeing all of this happen in real time, which is why this place can't stand anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and close here with this. Oh, go ahead.
Salakia. And just going back to the mother, this is the mother of all harlots.
That's it.
And so what do you expect it to do? It destroys, it creates chaos, and it's going to eat itself through all the division that's here.
Yep. Because we seeing what happened when you, like the scripture said, don't give a wicked woman liberty to gather abroad. We're seeing what happened when you give all these women liberty to gather abroad and do what they want to do. They're destroying themselves and everybody pertaining unto them.
And then America, being that woman, that whore that rides the beast, the mother of all harlots, it says Esau can't keep it home. And so they're all everywhere, destroying others, destroying themselves.
Yep.
Just like a woman in feminism. We mentioned that because the two main characters in it, or the two strongest characters in the Civil War movie, was the press woman, and then they had a female captain. She's the one who actually got the glory.
Yeah.
Ooh, Slakia.
Yeah,
not trying to say too much, but yeah, the two strongest characters were women, and you see that.
Yep. Yeah. So I got this Ecclesiastes 3 and 1, and the point is at 2, or we can keep reading. It says, to everything there is a season, a time to every purpose under the heaven. In Babylon the Great had its season. It had its elements of a kingdom. It had its beginning, the inception. It had its heyday, post World War II, and now we're seeing the decay. Right.
Just like in Revelation, it says he must be released for a short season. That season, it was short. It was temporary, and we are at the end of it.
And the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment and short.
God.
You know, and this is a hypocritical place, right? It says, and every time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which has been planted. Babylon the Great has been planted in the earth, and its roots and tentacles have spread forth throughout all the nations. That's why it says that the other nations have drunken of her wine and are mad and drunken and stuff like that.
It even says the wicked shall spread as a green bay tree.
Green bay tree. That's it, bro. That's it. A time to kill and a time to heal, right? And what they do, kill the saints all day long, kill faith and belief in the Bible and the Lord. Time to heal. That's what's being done through the Comforter, the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
A time to break down and a time to build up. We've been broken down. Now we're being built up through faith in Hamashiach Yahushua. It says a time to weep and a time to laugh. Those were the good days of Babylon the Great. This is Ecclesiastes 3 and 4. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. Right, and that's what we're doing now. We're gathering the stones of the house of David, right?
Mm-hmm.
A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, because like you had earlier, the love of many shall wax cold. So that's a time where it's a time to refrain from embracing random people, and you kind of gotta be circumspect and keep an eye on everybody and everything, right?
And that was a big deal within the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was so cold.
Yeah.
All those judgment calls were very, very cold.
And like they had scenes where it was like, oh, yeah, I used to. I knew you in high school. We didn't talk much, but he had his ass hanging up there.
He said, "But he's talking now."
He's talking now. Verse 6: a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. Right? Because in those evils be ye as pilgrims upon the earth. We have to get rid of shit real soon, and a lot of stuff you can't hold on to, or you ain't gonna be able to afford it, because Agenda 2030 said you'll own nothing and be happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
A time to rent and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Last verse is the point: a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So not only are the servants of the Lord prophesying and talking about war, now you got movies and people on all over YouTube talking about war and civil war, and
Yeah.
that's the overwhelming discussion now. Iran and Israel, World War III, all those talks coming back. You got it.
And that movie didn't just come out just on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
The elite do what they call revelation of the method.
Yep.
And they show you things that they have in store. And they were showing you that there will be war. We're coming into that time of war. And they're trying to prime your minds for war, because that's the time we're coming into.
Yeah. And the offer there's gonna be an offer of peace and safety. That's what the chip is gonna be tied into that. And there's gonna be certain sanctuary, spots for people to come in and to have the chip and have some type of safety and security. But it's gonna get crazy out. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be bloody. It's gonna be very, very evil in certain places. And only places that are gonna have, these type of places of peace and sanctuary, again, are going to be these little 15-minute smart cities where you're going to need the chip to even be in these places, and they're going to have their AI and their robots governing and so-called protecting you and everything. But all out hell is going to break loose to make the people want to submit and bow into that solution.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got anything else?
Well, I don't think we actually read this, and we'll close up on it.
Cool.
But Matthew 24 and 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Because iniquity shall abound, yeah. Because basically the old conservative ways of the ancient, what the United States was founded upon, of course we know they founded it on blood and killing we know it was wicked, but I'm just saying around the heyday, at least there was like women were modest, there was a respect, there was certain things that didn't fly back then that are flying now, right? This is that iniquity abounding, right?
Yeah.
And because this iniquity is abounding, then the love of many is going to wax cold, because loving begins with, loving one like you would love yourself. It's the keeping of the commandments. It's treating people the way you want to be treated. It's being considerate. It's not being covetous, not, messing around with your neighbor's wife. It's, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But because those things are shunned upon, and you got pastors and Christians and the likes being debanked, you know, you got people being ridiculed and deplatformed for speaking certain things, then that's gonna give rise to evils. You know, that's why the prophets keep talking about evils happening in the latter days. Evils, because there's no recollection of God, and no type of righteousness except for with the elect. No faith, but except for the elect. So, yeah, man. So you can go ahead and close the zone out.
Yeah, so, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Yes, sir.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect
Shalom,
of
elect.
Israel.
That's right. Shalom.
Shalom.